Hello there everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F1 2021 career mode. Once again, this is season 3 and we're now at the second of the new tracks. This is Portimao and our first time on Portimao in career mode. If you haven't seen the last episode from Imola, I urge you to go back and check that one out before checking this one out. This is your last chance to do so before spoilers. Well, Imola was crazy, wasn't it? We didn't entirely get the result we wanted, and now Jenson Button has been on the podium twice, while we have yet to make the podium. You know, it's proven to be one thing, that this car is capable of making the podium, so we just need to push that bit harder to get ourselves onto it. We've got a couple of new upgrades on the car here. Unfortunately, the power upgrades, one of the power upgrades we did go for to put on the car has failed, so that's a little bit of a setback, but that'll be on the car from Barcelona onwards. So hopefully from there we will just find that little bit more pace. But for now, we're still struggling. You know, in both Q1 and Q2, we struggled to just about scrape the top 10. So I'm needing to find that extra bit of pace in Q3, which is what we're in now, and I'm pushing hard. Well, I'm pushing quite hard there because I've gone wide. That's going to cost me a couple of attempts. But just needing to find that bit of extra pace, which is what we're trying so hard to do, using all the road and a bit more as we get a warning for exceeding track limits. But what's it going to be so far? That's P4, which is good, but we want to just guarantee that now. So we have gone again as we slip down to P5 due to other cars improving. So this last lap is going to be all about just finding that bit more pace, seeing if we can get that bit higher onto the grid. I would be happy if we could push ourselves onto the second row here, because the car is capable of doing it. So we've just got to extract the maximum we can out of the car. And what's it going to be as we bolt for the line? It is P5, so not really where I want to be. You know, I really wanted to be on the second row, but we'll take it.
The Formula One circus has made its way to the southern coast of Portugal this week, and it's preparing for what I expect to be a terrific race here in Portimao. So Portimao features 15 turns over the course of its 2.9 mile length. 9 are right-handers, 6 are to the left. And this is a track with a lot of uphill action, which only accentuates the importance of getting those exits right, especially at turn 4, where a good line can present opportunities to pass on the way into turn 5. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Perez, Joker and Norris, Ricciardo, Gasly, Leclerc and Jenson Button, Tsunoda, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Sainz, Ocon, Giovinazzi, George Russell and Guan Yu Zhou, Latifi, Markelov, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Well, we're on the grid in Portimao with P5, not quite where we want to be, but let's hope we can have a good start. It's lights out and away we go. Bit of wheel spin there, not the initial getaway we want. I'm now going to cover because Lando Norris is he was having a little bit of a look there, but I've covered him off. We're now going to take a dive around Perez's outside here and try and get the run on the next corner. We're side by side with him. We're going to take the inside. We have overtaken Perez, nearly losing it on the exit of the corner there. But we have got P4, however. Perez is having a look down the inside of the left-hander. I've given him space if he wants to use it. We're going to hold him out around the outside. And that is the place got. We have acquired P4 off the start, which is good going. But we now need to try and get after the front three if we have the pace. Which at this stage, look at the way they're getting away from us. We do not have that pace at all, and in fact Perez is all over me, wanting that P4 back, the current championship leader, and his race is being ruined, although he must have had a bad run out of the last couple of corners because he's not right on my gearbox as he was for a couple of moments. Hamilton leading the race then, Verstappen second, Bottas third, Ware in fourth, and Perez rounding out the top five. I'm trying to hold on to fourth, I'm trying to build a gap and trying to catch the front three as well. It's proving quite difficult to get within that DRS zone of the front three because their pace is just, well, look at them, they've gone, they've checked out, and we're now still battling to keep Perez behind us. So again, we haven't quite got the pace that we'd ideally want here, and I'm fighting off Perez for P4, which is again not where we want to be, especially with how much quicker that Red Bull is looking. Right, we're going to try and cover the inside because Perez is coming, but Perez manages to get the inside line just before we do. However, braking a little bit later and sweeping around the outside enabled us to hold on to P4 there. However, Perez is still going to be there. He's not going to accept that as an answer. He is going to come back for us. I'm pretty sure of that. And Lando Norris is also under a second behind us as well. So the McLaren is working well here. Right, here comes Perez again. We go to cover the inside. He's now going to go for the outside, side by side, down the main straight. Look at the momentum that Red Bull has on us. But that's just the momentum that we do not have because of waiting for more power upgrades. And Perez moves into P4. We've gone a little bit wide. Perez gets the position, and Lando Norris is looking at getting keen. And I've now, instead of trying to get back after Perez, I've got to watch out because Norris is on my backside. And that is not ideal for this race at all. In fact, both McLarens are within striking distance, which is, again, not ideal in the slightest. Okay, on to lap 7 now, and it's very much status quo. And in fact, Lando Norris getting closer, but not being able to get the move done. And if anything, we've started edging a little bit closer to Perez, so I don't know if his tyres aren't working the way he'd want them to at this stage, but we've just been able to catch up to him. DRS wide open, we're not too far behind. Am I going to send it? Yes, I am going to send it, and you know what? We definitely licked the stamp and sent that one up the inside, back into P4. That is a move I'm happy with. And now we can try and stretch our legs and open this car up and see what we can do. But unfortunately, Perez and Norris are not taking no for an answer. They're still with us here, and Perez going back to the inside line, covered that off, and he's now going to try and take the inside. I'm going to brake later, wheel to wheel round there, nearly losing it as we perform a massive drift around that corner, but still holding on to P4, and my tyres are nowhere near their best anymore. In fact, they're starting to go off quite horribly, and the front three, well, they're long gone, and this is ruining Perez's race as the championship leader. Sebastian Vettel has had a car issue, and he is now out of the running. It's bad luck for him. Don't know where he was in relation to the race, but he probably could have been on some good points there, so unlucky for Seb. Pulling off to the side, his day is done. Right,
one more stop today.
lap 9, we pit in for another set of soft tyres, and my aim at this point is to try and push as hard as I can to try and jump some of the one-stoppers in this race. I don't know why I felt like at this point a 2-stop was the right way to go. I probably should have pitted in and taken on hard tyres, but is what it is. You know, we've already made the decision, we've committed to it. So I'm now using this stint to push as hard as I can to try and jump some of the one-stoppers and try and get back into P4 or P5, depending, of course, on what strategy Perez is running. I haven't seen where Perez is in relation to all of this, but we did have quite a clear run. We've made our second stop on lap 2019. And in hindsight, you know, that's put us into P10, so it really was not the right way to go at all. But this was only my second race on this circuit. The first race I'd just done on this circuit was the live stream I did when on release day, so this was literally my second full race on round here, and I didn't know what the right strategy was to do, so apologies for that one. It's a learning experience, but I'm now down into P9 and I've got Tsunoda to catch. Leclerc ended up pitting, so we're now up into P7 and I'm now targeting Tsunoda.
But we've seen a problem at our end. We're looking into it.
And that is very worrying news, that we might potentially have a mechanical issue with the car. I'm trying to disregard it for now because I'm still charging after Yuki Tsunoda to try and get that P6, and looking at how far Ricciardo is, P6 might be as far as we get round here, but yeah, I'm giving it everything nonetheless, and I'm waiting to hear.
Okay, looks like a mechanical failure. We're going to have to ask you to find a safe spot to retire. Sorry about that.
Well, that's that. We are out of the Portuguese Grand Prix due to a mechanical failure. We were looking at P7, maybe P6, but that is it. Our race is over, ending in a mechanical failure. This season is just not going to plan for me at all. That is gutting.
Some information on Schumacher. They're slowing down. That looked bad. Are you all right? Let me know you're all right.
They take the checkered flag then here in Portimao in what has been another outstanding Grand Prix. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
I came into this season with championship ambitions, and right now I just feel it slipping through my fingers a bit. This just isn't good enough. You know, we've had a fourth, 2 fifths and a DNF, and we didn't get the second power upgrade here, so obviously we haven't managed to propel ourselves as far as we might have liked. We've got one coming for Barcelona and a couple more coming for Baku, but will it be too late by then? Jenson Button only manages to pick up 9th from this race as well, so it's a disappointing afternoon for Joe H2O Racing, and I'm now 35 points off the title.
And we'll see you for the next one.
We've got to start mounting this challenge sooner than later, otherwise I can't see how we're going to do it. But we're going to keep upgrading the car, we're going to keep pushing on, get those power upgrades on, that's what we're prioritising. And the one that failed will be on the car in Barcelona. We've got another couple coming for Baku, so I'm optimistic that we can turn this around. It's just been a bit of a struggle at the moment, and that DNF was the last thing we needed. Even grabbing P6, you know, would have helped today, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. We're hanging on to 3rd in the Constructors' Championship though. AlphaTauri are 4th. They're having a great season so far. But for us, we need to find more, and I need to find more, because Jenson Button's made the podium, so the car is capable. I've just got to find more, and I need more from the car. Well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Until the next time, I have been Joe. Look after yourselves, guys. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.